So how can we continue to push and to grow all this that we're seeing, and how can we face them? So first of them, macroeconomic scenario. As Juan was telling right now, we are talking about these emerging markets, and we have a lot of volatility. So this is one of the mainly things that we have to keep a very, very close look. When we see public sources here, we're talking about central bank information. We see that the macroeconomic scenario, it's pointing to important challenge on the next years. The household debt always kept in important levels, but what we're seeing for the next year is a projection to reach 51% of the household debt. When we compare this with 7 years ago, we're talking about an increasing of 11 percentage points. This is a lot. So this is one of the possible obstacles, one of the things that we're going to face. Second, João told you a little bit about that, but we can't escape from talking about the PIX. The PIX adoption has grown super rapidly. The product already reached $500 billion per month transactional in PIX, so it's a very big important amount. It was launched by Banco Central, by the central bank, in the beginning of the pandemic 2020, and it was widely accepted by the population, and it helped a lot of people to be like in the ecosystem, the financial ecosystem. So it was good for Brazil, it was very good for the population. Talking specifically on our perspective as credit card, this is maybe one of our challenges. So how can we face or be with PIX to continue to grow? I'm going to talk a little bit on the next slides. And also talking about regulations, this is always a challenge. When we look to the last 7-8 years, we had something like 12 new regulations. The last one that was last year was the revolving schedule. It has been discussed with central banks since there, but basically what we're trying to say here is that in Brazil, you can expect that every year we're going to have 1 or 2 new regulations. This, of course, that takes a lot of energy on our product teams, our legal teams, and also on the IT teams, so we can be always adapting the bank to continue to operate with the new regulations on the market. And last, but also super important, Anderson is going to talk after me a lot about security, and this is one of the biggest points that we know that there are some people that today still avoid to use credit cards or on their online and also presential transactions because of their fear of the product. So these are just big numbers. 4 out of 10 Brazilians have already suffered an online credit card fraud, and this is the total amount of credit card fraud attempt last year, so 3.5 billion. These are important numbers.